Are you looking to get into skiing this season? Do you have no idea where to start? Where I think a lot of people are in that very same boat. And luckily, we have Damien here. He is the co-owner of GearHeads here in Petawawa with his wife, Tammy. How are you doing?
Great. How are you, Sarah? It's been a while.
Great, thanks. It's nice to see that the store transforms. It's not just bikes now. It's filled with everything you could need for the winter months.
We spend probably a month changing everything around and hiding bike stuff and bringing out ski stuff and snowboard and snowshoe and cross-country ski stuff. So,
well, if we don't get some snow soon, it's going to be all for naught.
Oh, tell me about it. I know. We need some snow.
Okay, so for when the snow does come, for people who are looking to get into skiing, it can be so overwhelming. Where should they start?
Especially you walk into some stores, there can be 100 different skis on the wall. So the best thing to do is think about what you're going to do with it. How often you're going to ski? Are you an aggressive skier, pretty casual type recreational user, and a beginner? Do you how much time have you spent on the snow before in skiing? Okay. And then talk to the person in the store. They'll be able to help you choose the proper ski.
Right. So let's say I have never skied before. Yep. Do I want something like these that have the metal tips, or what should I be looking for?
Yeah, so things to look for in a ski, especially if you're starting out, is something that's obviously it's going to be sized for you properly. So not too long so it's difficult or too stiff or anything to ski on, but also the right shape of ski for where you're going to ski. So like this is a great beginner ski from Rossignol. It's a 72 millimeter underfoot, so it's a nice side curve to it as well. So it's going to be easy to ski on. It's not going to be too stiff for a beginner skier. If you're an expert level skier, you probably wouldn't like this for most of the time, especially on groomed trails. You'd want something a little bit stiffer, but it's a great starter skier. And anybody in any of the ski shops around will be able to help you choose a ski like this. There's also some new technologies called rockered skis or auto turn type skis, like these ones here. So they come in beginner type skis right up to some higher end ones, and they actually at the tips and the tails of the ski, they start to curve backwards. Oh yeah. So when you put the ski onto edge, the ski is already in an arc. Okay. So it's much easier to initiate a turn and much easier to ski on.
Okay, so there's a way to get a helping hand there if you're a beginner.
There is, yeah, and as long as you get some advice from the experts that are in the store, you're not going to be on the wrong ski. And listen to what they have to say, and they'll ask you questions about what you should be doing and what you should be skiing on. Okay, all right. Now, what about boots? Because I think that can sometimes be just as almost confusing as skis. Yeah, the boots are very important in that mostly that they fit properly. Most of the people we see are not in the right size of boot unless they've had help. A lot of times it's boots that somebody else had, that they're borrowing from a friend, or they're hand-me-downs or something like that, and frequently they're not fit properly. Okay. So any store will be able to help you choose the right size of boot. There's simple ways to do it, little tests that we can do inside to make sure they don't fit. They don't fit like a regular running shoe. You want your foot to take up most of the volume in the boot. And then also get the right boot for what you're going to do with it. If you're a beginner skier, you probably wouldn't want to go into a boot like this, but if you're an expert level skier, you probably wouldn't want to go into, an entry level boot, maybe something like this or anything like that. You'd find it too soft. Okay, and before we go, socks. Socks, you got to have the right socks. So we also see, along with boot fitting, we see a lot of people who want to, they've got cool cycling socks that they love in the summer, but they're too short, the seams will be in the wrong place, cut off circulation, be uncomfortable in your boots. Okay. Also with too thick a sock and too short a sock, so it takes up too much volume and it's too tight in your boots, or they get the wrong size boot, so they wear 2 pairs of socks or a real thick sock. But the proper thing to do is to wear something like, and you've got a ladies version here, and a men's version here in a smart wool sock that's designed for in your ski boots. So it's long enough, it has a little bit of extra padding on the shin, but not much thickness as far as around the foot, so it doesn't take up all the volume of your shoe and make it a sloppy fit. But it just provides you what you need with a good moisture wicking sock. Okay, who knew there was so much to know about socks? And we've got a whole lot of clothing here. Here's an example of an excellent ski outfit. So head to the GearHeads website and check out all of the information coming up a little bit later in the show. Everything you need to know if you're looking to get into snowboarding and cross-country skiing. Who knew that there is an appropriate way to dress for that if you want to stay nice and warm this winter?